Hello, it's Wendi Lanham and Crosbie Lorimer here from Balcaddy Media, and it's day 6 of Hamilton Island Race Week, the final day of racing, which is pretty exciting and I suspect will be very eventful. Before we talk about results, I think let's do a little recap of yesterday. Man, it was a chaotic start out at Easton yesterday with just a few damages.
A few incidents there. So Jake, our legendary cameraman here, was out on one of the cats and viewing it all, the chaos of the start boats, someone hitting start boats, someone hitting each other, and all we saw as we were sitting in Dent Passage an hour or two later was all these boats coming back with various bits of damage, most of it really not too significant, which was great. But we also had a fairly significant retirement because there are now no Supermaxi 100-footers in the rest of race week, or the last day of race week, because Hamilton Island Wild Oats went flying down Dent Passage, barely got into Whitsunday Passage, and there was sails down and they were back in here, and they've got a few issues up the front end of the boat. Not sure exactly what it is, but they're going to be very busy at the moment, and she's certainly not in any position to be sailing today. So minus the 200-footers, that's in some ways that's quite nice, gives a little bit more attention to some of the others, so that's great. We've got plenty of good footage of them.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk about results.
Yes.
You know, it's crunch time now, final day of racing today. Are there any close calls, and also, are there any clear leaders?
Very good point. So there's an expression called the clubhouse leader. So what that basically means is whoever's actually at the top of the sort of league there, but you know, there's some really close ones. So I'm just going to, maybe I'll just take the mic if I may. For those of you that are waiting on other things, if you're waiting on results, I'm sure you can go and look these up, but I am going to just quickly talk you through literally all of the divisions very briefly. Div 1, alive, Duncan Hine, 5 points clear of No Limit, so that's IRC and ORC she's leading on, so probability is that she'll win that one. Div 2, Matador, David Doherty's boat, ahead of on IRC and ORC, and ahead of Maritimo, which is great. That's Bill Barry Cotter's new TP52, that's just appeared on the scene, very strong graphics on that one. That's pretty good. Div 3, the red boat, so a little Adams 12, mixing it in amongst all sorts of other more yachty yachts. Jared McCart's boat, 2 points clear of Nizam. And then Bushranger is leading that one on ORC, Jerry Hatton's new Matt's boat. Div 4, Team Hollywood, Ray Roberts, he has a very good record up here. He's only 1 point ahead of Cuckoo, the little Cape 31 that's really blasting around the place. That's on IRC, and then on an ORC, then Cuckoo's leading that. And then little Nico on PHRF, really suiting those small, fast downwind boats this sort of week of weather. On the complete opposite extreme, the gorgeous Drumfire, everybody says that is the prettiest boat around. There's not much argument about it. She's immaculately turned out, and she's 7 points clear in the blue division of Hamilton Island, above David Kellett's very heavily campaigned Sydney. And then Ammonites in the mix there, the new boat from Marcus Blackmore. Orange, Esprit, Rick Rogers and David Stoopman, 7 points clear, so that one's looking pretty solid. Can all still happen, of course. Pink Division, David Rose Wedgetail in EHC, and then James O'Hare's Strata Care Racing in the second bracket there. Purple Division Roadrunner, Paul Hayes from the very beautiful GCCM Arctic Blonde, which we saw running down Whitsunday Passage yesterday. Looked really, really fine. Yellow Division, Odyssey, Simon Oliver's 2 points clear. Now, non-Spinnaker. People think, oh, non-Spinnaker, really, how serious are they? They're serious. And it goes to show because there's only 1 point between Hot Chili, Greg Davis's boat from Champagne, and Thylacine 1. So 1 point in that. So it's all to play for today. And the trailers, Halcyon. I think we saw her yesterday. She was sailing 2 up during this week, which is pretty impressive from Michael Goss, because there was plenty of breeze. Finally, last 2, Multi-Hull, Black, Cut Snake, Stuart Cox, 1 point from Esprit. And then in the Multi-Hull White Division, Sea Dragon, Stephen Leonard, they did a really lovely job in the Prix d'Elegance with their costumes. That was really good. 1 point clear from Twin Spirit, Mal Billing. So that's it, full rundown. We won't be doing any more results because you'll be able to find them all at the end, but we'll be doing various parts of that from there. So back to you.
Well, it's going to be an exciting day, and I think quite a few close calls there, so it'll be interesting to watch the chaos, I'm sure, out on the water. So what can we expect today in terms of weather? I hear it's even windier than it has been yesterday. So what are we expecting there?
Yes, I've just seen Clouds' Roger Badham's forecast for the day. So the wind most of the week has been just gradually backing, so we're now around the sort of anywhere between 140s and 110s. That's sort of southeast, but nudging east a little bit more. And 20 to 24s. So when you've had a bit of work, building up breezes like this, you're getting a bit of sea running. We noticed in Cat's Eye Beach there was quite a good swell coming in there. So I reckon anybody on the eastern course, which is all the racing guys, it's got to be pretty full on. Dent Passage again, another very fast run down to the end there. Everybody do island courses, and then that wraps it for the weather and the courses. But what an epic week as well, because it just literally hasn't one day been under about 12, 15 knots. And I deliver the rest of it a lot higher, so it's been great.
Yeah, it's been great out there getting all the footage, and I think today we're definitely going to need our wet weather gear out at Eastern. I think we're going to get a little bit soaked.
Probably.
So this is probably going to be our final race day update, but we will have plenty of more content coming on our social media, and we'll find out results later today.
Indeed.
So thank you so much for joining us this week, and we look forward to bringing you content from the final day of racing. Thank you.